Welcome to the Superbook Show. Today, as part of our Earth Care series, we're talking about gleaning.
Cleaning? As in cleaning my bedroom? I don't know if I want to...
No, gleaning with a G.
Oh, gleaning. Of course. What's gleaning?
Gleaning is gathering leftovers after a harvest.
So, after farmers gather their crops.
Right. There's always something missed or left behind in the fields, like corn or beans.
Or grapes or apples.
Exactly. And the Bible makes good use of gleaning. Here, read this command that God gave the Israelites.
When you are harvesting your crops and forget to bring in a bundle of grain from your field, don't go back to get it. Leave it for the foreigners, orphans, and widows.
And God goes on to tell them to leave some olives on the trees and some grapes on the vines.
So he was making sure everyone was taken care of.
Right. And also making sure that none of God's provision from the land was wasted.
Creation care for the land and for the people. Hey, wasn't there gleaning in the Superbook episode about Ruth?
Sure was. Let's take a look.
The Lord be with you. May the Lord bless you.
It seems that Israel's famine has finally ended, Natan.
Not everyone has recovered, Boaz. Many people have come to glean from us this year.
God has blessed us with more barley than we need. Should we not share that blessing with our neighbors?
Yes, and the wheat is nearly ripe. We'll be harvesting that soon as well.
Natan, who's that young woman over there?
I think her name is Ruth.
So that is Ruth.
Sweet, but that was what, 3,000 years ago? People don't still do that now, do they?
Actually, they do. Gleaning is still done all over the world. And we're going to do it right now. Come on.
This looks pretty good. All the people out there and everything.
We are in Exmoor, Virginia, with the Society of St. Andrew at their Harvest of Hope Gleaning Project.
There are 80 middle school kids here this weekend.
This is Bill Leach, the program director of the Society of St. Andrews.
And this is Rachel, the Harvest of Hope director. Rachel, what is the Harvest of Hope?
Harvest of Hope is a non-denominational education mission trip for people of all ages. What I do is I bring people out into the fields, we glean produce, and then I teach them about the problem of hunger.
Where does the food go after it's been harvested?
So the food's gonna go to smaller feeding agencies, so churches, pantries. Sometimes it goes to a larger food bank.
And Bill, I was wondering why gleaning is important to creation care, especially today in America.
Well, let's take a look. There's 30 million people that are hungry here in the U.S., and we throw away billions of pounds of food. Well, what can we do? We can go to the fields after the farmers have been able to go through, those who are blessed enough to let us come back in, and we glean. It's what the Bible taught us, and we get to do that too. And you don't have to be a grown-up. I mean, 80 middle schoolers are gonna get 1,000 pounds of fresh corn for people. Who can beat that? And we get to be God's hands and feet. It's awesome.
One more question. Can we help with today's gleaning?
Absolutely. So here, you take a pair of gloves, and then a bag, and what you do is just go through the field. If you see a piece of corn that looks good, pick it up, put it in the bag.
All right.
All right, it'll be on tables tonight.
All right.
We found out that the Society of St. Andrew's Gleaning Network collected and distributed more than 16 million pounds of fresh produce in 2018.
And more than 30,600 volunteers of all ages helped them.
So Julia, why do you think gleaning is so important?
I think it's important because by doing this, we're going one step closer to getting food to everyone around the world.
Was this fun? And what was your favorite part?
Yeah, this was really fun because we were knowing that we were making change. And my favorite part was looking for the corn and meeting new people.
Thank you, Julia.
Caleb, tell me why you're here.
I'm here because I feel like the world needs a change. Everyone deserves to have food, and this is just one step closer to making that change and everyone getting food.
Yeah, how long are you staying here?
This entire weekend.
What was the best part of today?
I really liked being able to actually find the corn, because it was always great when you could just look down and say, hey, look, there's a piece of corn, and then pick it up, and it just felt really good.
Gleaning is so important because 1 in 3 people don't know where their next meal is coming from.
But gleaning in farms isn't the only way you can glean. Several people partner with grocery stores, restaurants, and supermarkets to take the produce and the food that doesn't look as beautiful, but is still good enough to eat, and they give it to those in need.
This is David Long, the farmer of the field we've been gleaning today.
So, Mr. David, why do you allow people to glean on your farm?
The Lord has been so grateful to us by giving us the sunshine and the water and the air and the things that we need to raise this crop. It's just nice to be able to share back with other people. This crop, if we didn't pick it up today, would be lost. It would go back. By y'all spending your time and hard work out here, you're actually feeding people that will be able to get food that wouldn't be able to get it in any other way.
Right, and how much exactly did we glean today?
So today you got close to 2,500 ears of corn. That will be a meal for 2,500 people.
So David, how long have you been letting people glean on your fields?
I would say for several decades, the last 20 or 25 years, we've been allowing people to come here and work and learn how to pick up and glean in our fields to help others that are in need.
That's awesome. Thank you, David.
You're certainly welcome. Glad y'all were here today.
So, Alex, what do you think about gleaning now that you've done it?
Well, the first reaction I had just looking at the corn is, wow, so much food that would have otherwise been wasted if we didn't come out here and glean from these fields. I've been involved in some gleaning before, but that was the distributing part, distributing the food that was gleaned to the apartments that are less fortunate than us. And it's just great to see where that food comes from.
Every time I picked up an ear of corn, I thought, wow, we're doing the exact same thing that Ruth was doing in the Bible. I mean, she may not have been gleaning corn, but it's still really powerful to see how years later we're still following after the footsteps of such an important female figure in the Bible.
I've also learned that there's more than one way to do creation care.
If you'd like to learn more about gleaning, the Society of St. Andrew's website is listed below.
Right, and we'd love to hear from you about what you're doing to care for God's creation.
Okay, so Rachel, now that we're out here in the fields, why don't you tell a secret in a cornfield?
Why, Bill?
There's too many ears.
Oh, gosh. Horrible
Oh.
dad joke.
I know, well, dad jokes are what dads do.